Don't forget to subscribe. Afterwards, the wisest and most spiritual books from the greatest authors await you every day. And now buckle up, sit back and we'll begin.
If you find someone with wisdom, good judgment, and good actions, make him a companion. Gautama Buddha. Unity can only be manifested by the binary. Unity itself and the idea of unity are already two. The way to happiness is, keep your heart free from hate, your mind from worry. Live simply, give much. Fill your life with love. Do as you would be done by. Consider others as yourself. Your purpose in life is to find your purpose and give your whole heart and soul to it. Always be mindful of the kindness and not the faults of others. When wishes are few, the heart is happy. When craving ends, there is peace. The whole secret of existence is to have no fear. Set your heart on doing good. Do it over and over again, and you will be filled with joy. Find out for yourself what is truth, what is real. Discover that there are virtuous things and there are non-virtuous things. Once you have discovered for yourself, give up the bad and embrace the good. Few cross over the river. Most are stranded on this side. On the riverbank they run up and down. But the wise man, following the way, crosses over, beyond the reach of death. He leaves the dark way for the way of light. Conquer anger by love, evil by good. Conquer the miser with liberality, and the liar with truth. The mind is the source of happiness and unhappiness by what it chooses to compare the experience with. If it chooses to compare it to something worse, then it will create happiness, gratitude and pride, but if it chooses to compare it to something better, then it will create unhappiness, bitterness and envy. The tongue, like a sharp knife, kills without drawing blood. If a man's mind becomes pure, his surroundings will also become pure. To walk safely through the maze of human life, one needs the light of wisdom and the guidance of virtue. Holding on to anger is like poisoning yourself and hoping someone else will die. As a mountain is unshaken by the wind, so the heart of a wise person is unmoved by all the changes on this earth. The mind precedes all things, the mind dominates all things, the mind creates all things. Those who are truly wise will remain unmoved by feelings of happiness and suffering, fame and disgrace, praise and blame, gain and loss. They will remain calm like the eye of a hurricane. Men who are addicted to the passions are like the torch carrier running against the wind. His hands are sure to be burned. Follow the way of virtue. Follow the way joyfully through this world and on beyond. Be the witness of your thoughts. Just as a candle cannot burn without fire, men cannot live without a spiritual life. Forgive and be free. Forget that you have forgiven and be freer. Be vigilant, guard your mind against negative thoughts. Be a lamp to yourself. Be your own confidence. Hold on to the truth within yourself as to the only truth. What is evil? Killing is evil, lying is evil, slandering is evil, abuse is evil, gossip is evil, envy is evil, hatred is evil, to cling to false doctrine is evil. All these things are evil. And what is the root of evil? Desire is the root of evil. Illusion is the root of evil. Every experience, no matter how bad it seems, holds within a blessing of some kind. The goal is to find it. He who experiences the unity of life sees his own self in all beings. When words are both true and kind, they can change the world. Wherever we go, wherever we remain, the results of our actions follow us. Do not speak, unless it improves on silence. Do not overlook tiny good actions, thinking they are of no benefit. Even tiny drops of water in the end will fill a huge vessel. Do not overlook negative actions merely because they are small. However small a spark may be, it can burn down a haystack as big as a mountain. When a wise man is advised of his errors, he will reflect on and improve his conduct. When his misconduct is pointed out, a foolish man will not only disregard the advice but rather repeat the same error. Nirvana is this moment seen directly. There is nowhere else than here. The only gate is now. The only doorway is your own body and mind. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing else to be. There's no destination. It's not something to aim for in the afterlife. It's simply the quality of this moment. To stop suffering, stop greediness. Greediness is a source of suffering. Joy comes not through possession or ownership but through a wise and loving heart. With his mind free from the inflow of thoughts and from restlessness, by abandoning both good and evil, an alert man knows no fear. The wind cannot shake a mountain. Neither praise nor blame moves the wise man. Kindness should become the natural way of life, not the exception. There are two things that we should avoid, O disciple. A life of pleasures, that is low and vain. A life of mortification, that is useless and vain. There has to be evil so that good can prove its purity above it. To live a pure unselfish life, one must count nothing as one's own in the midst of abundance. I've got children, I've got wealth. This is the way a fool brings suffering on himself. He does not even own himself, so how can he have children or wealth? Radiate boundless love towards the entire world, above, below, and across, unhindered, without ill will, without enmity. To force oneself to believe and to accept a thing without understanding is political, and not spiritual or intellectual. The world is a looking glass. It gives back to every man a true reflection of his own thoughts. Rule your mind or it will rule you. A tree is a wonderful living organism which gives shelter, food, warmth and protection to all living things. It even gives shade to those who wield an axe to cut it down. Nothing is forever except change. Master your words. Master your thoughts. Never allow your body to do harm. Follow these three roads with purity and you will find yourself upon the one way, the way of wisdom. To awaken, sit calmly, letting each breath clear your mind and open your heart. Yet the teaching is simple. Do what is right. Be pure. At the end of the way is freedom. When we feel happy and peaceful, our happiness and peace radiates around us, and others can enjoy it as well. This is called the enjoyment of others of our body of bliss. No one outside ourselves can rule us inwardly. When we know this, we become free. Each day of my life I am sowing seeds that one day I will harvest. The greatest victory is the one over oneself. Moved by their selfish desires, people seek after fame and glory. But when they have acquired it, they are already stricken in years. If you hanker after worldly fame and practice not the way, your labors are wrongfully applied and your energy is wasted. It is like unto burning an incense stick. However much its pleasing odor be admired, the fire that consumes is steadily burning up the stick. Just as a snake sheds its skin, we must shed our past over and over again. Let the wise one control his thoughts, for they are difficult to perceive, often elusive, and they rush about frantically. A mind well controlled achieves peace and happiness. Our sorrows and wounds are healed only when we touch them with compassion. Those who act with few desires are calm, without worry or fear. All that we are is the result of what we have thought. If people speak or act with evil thoughts, pain follows them. If people speak or act with pure thoughts, happiness follows them, like a shadow that never leaves them. Those who find delight in freedom from attachment and the renunciation of clinging, free from the inflow of thoughts, they are like shining lights, having reached final liberation in the world. All human unhappiness comes from not facing reality squarely, exactly as it is. Goodwill toward all beings is the true religion. Cherish in your hearts boundless goodwill to all that lives. A person is not learned nor wise because he talks much. The person who is patient, free from hatred and fear, that person is called learned and wise. Through our senses the world appears. Through our reactions we create delusions. Without reactions the world becomes clear. A man may conquer 1,000,000 men in battle, but one who conquers himself is, indeed, the greatest of conquerors. Man's troubles are rooted in extreme attention to senses, thoughts, and imagination. Attention should be focused internally to experience a quiet body and a calm mind. Let us rise up and be thankful, for if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little. Whatever the hateful do to the hateful, or an enemy to an enemy, worse is the harm of a misguided mind directed at oneself. There are 3 ways to correct our faults. We can change through behavior, we can change through understanding, we can change heart. No light is brighter than wisdom. Wisdom is the light in the world. One way leads to acquisition, the other leads to nirvana. Realizing this, a monk should take no pleasure in the respect of others, but should devote himself to solitude. In protecting oneself, others are protected. In protecting others, oneself is protected. No one can escape death and unhappiness. If people expect only happiness in life, they will be disappointed. The secret of happiness lies in the mind's release from worldly ties. You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger. Let a man overcome anger by love. We are the same as plants, as trees, as other people, as the rain that falls. We consist of that which is around us. We are the same as everything. It is wrong to think that misfortunes come from the east or from the west. They originate within one's own mind. If you find no one to support you on the spiritual path, walk alone. There is no companionship with the immature. It is better to travel well than arrive. Harm no other beings. They are just your brothers and sisters. From the passions arise worry, and from worry arises fear. Away with the passions, and no fear, no worry. The wise man makes an island of himself that no flood can overwhelm. Believe nothing because it is written in books. Believe nothing because wise men say it is so. Believe nothing because it is religious doctrine. Believe it only because you yourself know it to be true. Believe, meditate, see. Be harmless, be blameless. Awake to the law, and from all sorrows free yourself. As a lotus flower is born in water, grows in water and rises out of water to stand above it unsoiled, so I, born in the world, raised in the world, having overcome the world, live unsoiled by the world. If you want to know the past, look at your present. If you want to know the future, look at your present. An outside enemy exists only if there is anger. Inside, freedom and happiness are found in the flexibility and ease with which we move through change. If anything is worth doing, do it with all your heart. Everything is based on mind, is led by mind, is fashioned by mind. If you speak and act with a pure mind, happiness will follow you, as a shadow clings to a form. All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. Pain is certain, suffering is optional. To utter pleasant words without practicing them is like a fine flower without fragrance. Your worst enemy is your best teacher. All life is temporary. Why worry about anything that's only temporary? Whoever counters the malicious with malice can never be free, but one who feels no maliciousness pacifies those who hate. Hate brings misery to humanity, so the wise man knows no hatred. Love yourself and watch, today, tomorrow, always. To straighten the crooked you must first do a harder thing, straighten yourself. Do not be the judge of people, do not make assumptions about others. A person is destroyed by holding judgments about others. Gautama Buddha.
And that's not all. Our experts and regular viewers respond to all comments. Also check if you forgot to subscribe and set your bell to receive notifications about new audiobooks and other useful self-development materials that we release regularly. Join in the discussions, don't forget to give likes and, if possible and inspired, support the development of the channel financially. All useful links will be in the description and the first attached comment. Goodness, love and wisdom to all. And now move on to watch the next part of the video at the links below, or choose something from the playlists of the channel and those you see on the screen.